Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Imperial Diecast. Last weekend was the 2019 24 Hours of Le Mans race, so I thought I'd bring you a review of another LMP1, a Le Mans prototype, kind of like how I did around the same time last year with Ixo's Audi R18 e-tron Quattro. This year, however, we're going to be taking a look at one of its competitors. And this is basically what the car looks like. And I'll get it out of the box in just 1 second. So as you can see, it comes in this hard plastic case, just like all 143 scale cars by Ixo do. And Ixo is basically a company whose quality I've been consistently happy with, because this is a company that competes with other manufacturers like Spark, whose models cost several times as much as that of Ixo models. And at the same time, the Ixo models actually have a lot of detail, and I'm going to take you through these details in this review. So let's get this model out of the case. And here it is. Now this LMP1 is a Peugeot, and it's actually the only Peugeot that I have in my collection because Peugeot doesn't make a whole lot of supercars. But this is one of theirs. So this is a Peugeot 908 or 908, a Le Mans prototype that used to compete in the LMP1 category a few years ago. Now, even though it says HDI FAP here on the flanks, this Peugeot 908 shouldn't be confused with the Peugeot 908 HDI FAP, which was its predecessor. So as you can see, this is the number 7 car that was piloted by Alexander Wurz, Marc Genet, and Anthony Davidson. And this car finished 4th in the 2011 24 Hours of Le Mans, while the number 8 car achieved 3rd and the number 9 car 2nd place. The Peugeot 908 is powered by a 3.7-liter turbocharged V8 diesel engine with around 580 brake horsepower, and the car weighs 900 kilograms. So this is actually one of the very few supercars that I have which run on diesel. And in the world of endurance motorsports, diesel engines really are the preferred tool of choice compared to the gasoline engines because they're just more fuel efficient and you need less pit stops when you're having a diesel engine car compared to a gasoline powered car. And pit stops is something that really matters when it comes to lap times on the 24 Hours of Le Mans. I talked a lot more about the whole concept of Le Mans and endurance racing in my other video, which I made regarding the Audi R18 e-tron Quattro, so be sure to check out that video if you want to find out more details about Le Mans. In this video, I'm just going to keep it short and talk about this particular car. Now, as you can see, this model is mounted on a stand, and I guess I could take this model off its stand, but the bottom part of this car is really, there's absolutely no details. It's completely flat. And I assume that's also the way a LMP1 car should be. So there's not any details on the undercarriage that you're going to miss out on, so I'm just going to leave it. And let's begin with the review. So here's a look at the front of this car, and you can see just how much detail Ixo put into the headlights of this vehicle. There's no pegs, and even though it's 143 scale, you can see the individual bulbs and the chrome reflectors are done very nicely. And at the bottom, they do have a matte silver sticker, which does have a few issues in that it is not put exactly perfectly onto it. But otherwise, it's still a very nice front, and the headlights look great. You can also see that this car has a lot of carbon fiber work on it. And at the very front, we also have these two NACA ducts, which I assume are for the airflow. And because this is a race car, it's covered in livery, so all these sponsors here, for example, you can see that we have the PlayStation as one of the major sponsors of this car, which I'm going to get to later. We also have the French flag up here. This is the number 7 car, as you can see, written on this fender. And we also have the Peugeot logo, which is a photo-etched 3-dimensional piece and not just a sticker. So that is very nice. Moving further up, you can see Peugeot written on the sun stripe. Got a single windshield wiper. And then up here we also have another air scoop, which has a red trim. And in general, you can just see how much carbon fiber detailing exists on this car. It's also in this beautiful dark blue color with white and chrome accenting. So that was one of the reasons why I also bought this car along with the Audi R18 e-tron Quattro. It's just got a beautiful livery. So here's a look at the side of the car, and you can just see again how much detail IXO has put into this model. I mean, first of all, we have these extremely fragile antennae up here on the top. They're very thin and done very well. And even regarding the livery, I mean, you can see that we have the PlayStation logo over here, Michelin, Bosch, P1, these 3 lights, which I think light up when the car is racing, so that it gives an indication as to how many times it has lapped other competitors. Then of course you have the 24 Heures du Mans logo here. It's the number 7 car. Peugeot back here on this, I guess you can call it fin. You got again Michelin branding over here. And now let's take a closer look at the wheels. For a 143 scale model, these wheels are very detailed. Not only do they have the Michelin branding on the tire walls, but you can also see that they have brake discs and brake calipers as well. And these are supposed to be 14.5-inch magnesium alloys. On the brake caliper, I think Brembo is what's written on them, but I'm not sure. The carbon fiber work around the surrounding fenders is also done very well. And you can even see that we have these little fins over here. And here we are at the back of the car. You can see the tail lights. And the red hook in the middle is actually the tow hook. So they've also designed that. You can see the rear diffuser, as well as the exhaust of the car, which is actually up here. And again, the whole carbon fiber work here is done very nicely. So I have to say that for the price that I paid for this car, which was 13 euros, it's actually very detailed. Today I think this car's price has risen a little bit, but not by much. You can get this for 15, 16 euros, I think. And for that price, definitely worth it. I mean, if you're interested in LMP1s, if you're interested in these limo cars, you can't go wrong buying this one. This is a great looking car in a great livery as well. Now, even though this is just a 143 scale car, they actually put some details in the interior as well. I mean, look at that. We actually have like a sticker which shows you the instrument panel. The quality of the side windows is a bit iffy because there's a lot of refraction, so you can't really see the instrument panel all that well. But it's there, and you also have, like, over here, some controls. So first of all, you can see that it says here Davidson, Genet, and Woods on the car itself and not just on the base, so that's good. You can also see that we have here 2 warning labels. But returning to the interior, I mean, you can see the 5-point harness right there. And the seat belts are actually made out of fabric. And this is a single-seater car, since it's a race car. So yeah, I mean, that's a lot of detail right there in the interior. There was no reason for them to do all this, but they still put all those details in the cockpit, and that is pretty nice. And here's a look at the rear spoiler, and you can see that it says Gran Turismo 5, after the video game, the very popular one that I think a lot of us played a few years ago. That was one of the sponsors of this vehicle, and also one of the reasons why I bought it. It's just a great looking car. So that's pretty much it, guys. I hope you like this review of the Peugeot 908. And if you're interested in a lengthier review of an LMP1 car, be sure to check out the review of the Audi R18 e-tron Quattro that I uploaded last year. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. This is Imperial Diecast, signing out.